Fox 5's 10 o'clock news. Is there a connection between Joyce Chiang's murder and other D.C. area crimes? We'll have the shocking lead investigators make.
Fox 5's 10 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Neal.
And I'm Mike Landis. Tonight there is new information about the Joyce Chiang investigation that you'll only see right here on Fox 5 News. In fact, reporter Jackie Benson has learned that Chiang's death may be connected to a far more widespread crime problem. Jackie joins us live now from DuPont Circle, where Chiang was last seen alive. Jackie, what'd you find out?
Well, Mike, we're at the corner of Connecticut and R Streets Northwest. This is where Joyce Chiang was last seen. She was headed across the street to that Starbucks that you can see over there to get a cup of tea about 8:30 on a Saturday night. And as far as anyone can tell, she never made it. Now, according to police sources, the task force of police and FBI agents investigating her disappearance has ruled out robbery as a motive. Instead, those sources say they're looking at the theory she was abducted by an Asian prostitution ring, and they say it may also be connected to the 1998 disappearance of a 14-year-old Chinese immigrant girl named Insha, who was abducted from a Fairfax County foster home. Now, her foster parents had been warned that the people who'd been caught trying to smuggle her into the U.S. might try to kidnap her again. At yesterday's FBI press conference, officials put out a request for anyone who may have been the victim of an attempted abduction, particularly in the DuPont Circle area, to come forward.
Anyone that has been a victim of an attempted abduction in the DuPont Circle area is also asked to call the task force.
Now, police are looking at the theory that Joyce Chiang was very petite. She was very small, had long dark hair. She looked young, very young. And they are looking at the theory that whoever abducted her may have believed she was much younger than she actually is. Mike?
Jackie, for the longest time, we thought this must be some sort of a robbery. What led investigators away from that robbery theory?
Well, we understand that what has led them away from the robbery theory at this point is that her bank card, her ATM card, was found on her body inside a sock when her body was recovered in the Potomac River, and that has led investigators to the theory that this was not a robbery, that they did not want money from her.
All right, thanks very much. Jackie Benson at DuPont Circle. Now, anyone with information about Chiang's disappearance should call the Joyce Chiang Task Force hotline at 202-278-2377.
Of course, no matter where this investigation leads, people who knew Joyce Chiang say that they want justice if, in fact, she was murdered. Today, Fox 5's Jacqueline McLean talked to Chiang's closest friends and has that part of the story.
As far as Amy Call is concerned, her friend Joyce Chiang was murdered, even if the FBI isn't calling it that just yet.
I guess that's one of the messages, that this could happen to anybody.
Vanish is the best word to use. Chiang disappeared from busy, hectic DuPont Circle back in January. When the FBI announced that a body found in the Potomac River was actually Chiang, agents threw out a surprise announcement. It had formed a Joyce Chiang task force.
The whole thing from the beginning has seemed unusual to us because, you know, I guess Joyce was a very bright woman, very street smart. She's not the type of person that would let her guard down or, you know, get into a car with someone who she didn't know.
Brian Jordan is a Catholic priest and a friend of the Chiangs. He is glad authorities have set up a task force.
It's encouraging to find out there's a profile and there's a pattern of this abductor or abductors, and justice must be served and they must be apprehended.
In the meantime, friends like Amy will rely on their memories to keep them going.
Her smile. That's how I think of her, smiling. And I have this image of her laughing and putting her fingers to her face.
Jacqueline McLean, Fox 5 News.
You'll want to stay with Fox 5 for continuing coverage of the Joyce Chiang murder mystery. This is a case, as you just heard, that is still very much unfolding. We will keep you updated as any news develops.
Regarding the investigation into Joyce Chiang's murder, Fox 5 News has learned the disappearance of the INS attorney may be linked to a widespread crime problem. Fox 5's Crystal Jackson has more on this story. She joins us live now from DuPont Circle, where Chiang was last seen. Crystal?
Good afternoon, Laura. That's right. Chiang was seen here in DuPont Circle on January 9th. This is a highly visible, highly populated area, and police are now hoping someone who travels the DuPont Circle area either by car or on foot could have noticed something suspicious the evening of her disappearance. Now, although her body was found on April 1st and then positively identified as that to be of Joyce Chiang, police want to know why and how this happened. Now, FBI investigators are considering the theory that maybe there was an involvement by an Asian prostitution ring. Not only that, but investigators say it could be connected to the 1998 disappearance of a 14-year-old immigrant who was abducted from a foster home. Now, the foster parents were warned that the people who smuggled her into the U.S. might try to kidnap her again. Now, in Joyce Chiang's case, family members and friends say they have had questions from the very beginning.
The whole thing from the beginning has seemed unusual to us because, you know, I guess Joyce was a very bright woman, very let her guard down or, you know, get into a car with someone who she didn't know.
It's encouraging to find out there's a profile and there's a pattern of this abductor or abductors, and justice must be served and they must be apprehended.
Anyone that has been a victim of an attempted abduction in the DuPont Circle area is also asked to call the task force.
Now, it's also important to point out that the task force has ruled out robbery, and now they want people to come forward if maybe perhaps they were confronted in a similar situation, maybe an attempted abduction. They want them to give them a call at 202-278-2377. Back to you.
Right, Crystal, thanks for the update there. And no plans have been announced just yet for funeral or memorial services for Joyce Chiang.